Council Information Office on the country's high-quality development. Let's go live to the city.
Make this city more vibrant. Last year, per capita disposable income exceeded 50,000 yuan, and public services are more balanced and accessible. Next, we will continue to follow through the directives of President Xi Jinping. We will continue to work to build a modern socialist metropolis in all aspects to show our efforts in the high-quality development journey. And we will work in the following aspects. First, focusing on urban integration and stepping up coordinated development of the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region. We will further innovate the mechanism in this aspect and upgrade both public and market-based services. We will take initiatives to relocate Beijing's non-capital functions and pay more attention to market-based allocation of resources. And we will use the role of Binhai New Area, which serves strategic cooperation, and develop it in synergy with Xiong'an New Area and Beijing Suburban Center. And we will strengthen sci-tech synergy and industrial integration and increase the proportion and efficiency of intra-regional commercialization of research findings. We will increase the service efficiency of the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region on the rail and on the shipping lanes, making it easier for people to travel and more efficient for domestic and cross-border logistics. Second, focusing on sci-tech innovation and industrial renewal, and striving for excellence in growing new quality productive forces. Based on our strengths in sci-tech, education resources, and manufacturing, we will build a Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei regional center for commercialization of research findings. We will cultivate a market-oriented sci-tech service system with supporting policies to bring more laboratory findings inside and outside the region to production line. We will strive for more national strategic sci-tech forces to be located in Tianjin, upgrade traditional industries according to local conditions, use our strengths to foster emerging industries, and build a modern industry system in order. Third, focusing on improving the business environment and institutional opening up, and striving for excellence in further deepening reform and opening up across the board. We will reform SOEs with classifications and strengthen the private sector to better serve business entities. We will make sure that many things can be done at one go. To motivate sci-tech people and innovation-driven enterprises, we will upgrade policies, including the Tiankai Park-related policies, building on the strengths of ports, free trade zones, and the pilot program for furthering opening up in the service sector. We will look at sci-tech, finance, bond plus, financial leasing, exhibitions, and cross-border data flows to further explore institutional opening up. Fourth, focusing on cultural protection and utilization, and striving for excellence in cultural inheritance and advancement. Culture is to educate and benefit people, nourish a city, and make industries thrive. We will improve the public cultural service system, better meet the cultural needs of the people, promote culture, tourism integration, and build distinctive cultural tourism destinations to make this city shine again. Fifth, focusing on good life and work of the people, and striving for excellence in modern urban governance. People's living is a top priority. Tianjin, as a megacity, will be managed in a sophisticated and smart way with public participation. We will bring out the full growth potential of the city, steadily promote urban renewal, make the city more efficient in its services, and make the city safer. The development of the city depends on the support of friends from all sectors, and we sincerely hope that we can see you in the city. We hope that you can see the optimism and openness of the Tianjin people and feel the prosperity and the vitality of the city. And now we are ready to take your questions. Thank you. Thank you. Now we are open for questions. Before asking your question, please identify yourself.
谢谢主持人。香港紫金杂志记者提问：今年是京津冀协同发展战略实施10周年。
This year marks the 10th anniversary of the coordinated development of the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region. What has Tianjin achieved in promoting the coordinated development of the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region? What are the considerations in advancing the tale of two cities of Beijing and Tianjin and further expanding the breadth and depth of cooperation among the three areas? Thank you for the question. The coordinated development of Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei region is in its 10th year. Over the past 10 years, Tianjin has stayed focused on the implementation of regional major development strategies, promoted the coordinated development of the region, developed itself, and worked for coordinated and integrated development of Beijing and Tianjin. It can be said that in the past 10 years, consensus on coordinated tri-regional development has deepened at the government, market, and business levels. This is something that is very significant. At the same time, the integration of Beijing and Tianjin has also delivered rapid outcomes. High-speed rails and highways save people a lot of travel time. More convenient travel and commute leads to more cooperation. Now, on a daily basis, about 70 to 80,000 people take the Beijing-Tianjin intercity high-speed train to travel between the two places. More people now live in Tianjin and work in Beijing, do business in the two places, or spend their weekends in the other city. This has provided multiple opportunities for development cooperation. The outcomes of practical cooperation have also continued to accumulate in various fields. On economy, market-based cooperation on supporting industries, logistics, and energy is deepening. For instance, Sinuk, Sinopec, CETC, Chinacom, National Power, and a number of other central enterprises have expanded business in Tianjin. On science-tech innovation collaboration, the Tiangai Higher Education Innovation Park, or Tiankai Park, have worked with Zhongguancun, as are more parks, schools, businesses, and science-tech service providers are also having more interactions. Some more examples are the Chinese Academy of Medical Sciences, 360, Lenovo, and Z-Park Hardware Space. They are also expanding business in Tianjin. On eco-governance, joint prevention, development, and treatment are better coordinated. On public services, the filing-free settlement of medical expenses across the three areas has been advanced. Closer cooperation in education resources and single-card social security have contributed to our integration. Moving forward, on expanding cooperation between these three places, we will work to take more solid steps. We will work to relieve Beijing of functions non-essential to its role as the capital, contribute to development of the Xun'an new area in Hebei and the Beijing Municipal Administrative Center. First, we will focus on the development of urban clusters, deepen institutional connectivity of public services, strengthen cooperation in education, healthcare, culture, business, tourism, and sports, and introduce more standardized procedures applicable in all three places, so that integration will better serve the work, life of people in these three places. Second, on scientific innovation, collaboration, and industrial integration, Tianjin will value and nurture even more the development of scientific service industries and provide better support to scientific industries with financial services. We attach great importance to coordination in scientific service industries. So, three, as we seek to relieve Beijing of non-essential, non-capital roles, we will give full play to the role of the market in resources allocation. The government has been very clear in the orientation of market-based allocation of resources. In particular, Tianjin will need to leverage its education and research resources, tap into the spatial and policy capacity of Tianjin. We will also do more to provide supporting industrial platforms and policies, including some of our smart policies. Fourth, we'll give full play to the role of Tianjin as a shipping hub. In the process of promoting integrated development, we will improve shipping services, explore domestic and international routes compatible with the regional industries, promote smart customs clearance, make good use of the comprehensive bonded zones and free trade pilot zone policies, and enhance institutional opening up. The 10th anniversary marks a new milestone. At this new starting point, we will be more practical and active, and we will continue to seek breakthroughs and fulcrums in mechanisms, platforms, means, and sharing to better serve regional development with greater breadth and depth. Thank you again for your question.
Thank
you, CCTV. Mayor Zhang mentioned the 10 actions in his opening remarks. What are they about and what are some highlights? What are some new measures this year in key areas and links? Thank you for your interest in the 10 actions. I will give the floor over to our Executive Deputy Mayor. Thank you for the question. At the beginning of last year, with a focus on the key areas related to the long-term development of Tianjin, and following through on the important guidelines of the 20th CPC National Congress, the city launched 10 actions for high-quality development and has made some progress. The coordinated development of Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei has deepened. More than 40 central enterprise affiliates have set up business in Tianjin in a market-based way. Industrial and commercial authorities of the 3 localities have drawn up a map of 6 key industrial chains. Now it takes only 40 minutes from Tianjin to the Daxing International Airport with the opening of an official intercity train. Last year, the GDP of Binhai New Area is at 6% higher than the city average. The Lingang Comprehensive Bonded Zone was also approved, and the Maritime Engineering Equipment Industrial Cluster joined the ranks of national frontrunners. Tianjin witnessed robust science and innovation-driven development. The Municipal Government and Party Committee, from a top-down level, worked out a plan for the Tiankai Park. So far, there are 1,500 companies registered in the park. As the mayor just briefed us, the R&D intensity is 3.49%. This number keeps Tianjin in the third place nationwide. And also in 2023, the city ranked 18th among science cities. Integrated port, industrial, and urban development empowers the supporting capability of ports, development of industries compatible with port areas, and the vitality of the port city. The throughput of the Tianjin port was 22 million standard tons. This is also a very high number across the world. High-quality development of the manufacturing industry picked up speed. The added value accounted for 79.8% of the output of companies with an annual main business revenue of at least 20 million yuan. Urban renewal in the central urban area unfolded robustly. 14 urban renewal projects commenced with an area of around 10 square kilometers and paid an investment of 9.1 billion yuan. Rural revitalization was advanced on all fronts. Despite the biggest flood in 6 decades, grain output last year was kept about 2 million tons for 8 years straight. There are also more than 20,000 new agricultural entities and 30 new rural revitalization demonstration villages. New progress has been made in green and low-carbon development. The city's yearly average of PM2.5 concentration was kept within the set limit. Energy consumption per unit of GDP dropped by more than 10% compared with 2010. Quality of living has gone up. The surveyed unemployment rate in urban areas was 5.4%. Per capita disposable income grew by 4.7%. The ratio of disposable income between urban and rural residents was 1.79 to 1, the lowest in China. This means that there is a smallest income gap between urban and rural residents in Tianjin. This is also conducive to common prosperity and to integrated and coordinated development of urban and rural areas. Community-level governance was improved under party leadership, and community-level organizations' work and capacity building have continued to improve. To be frank, it is difficult to exhaust the examples and figures of the 10 actions. I could only brief you very briefly in what we have done. If you have an interest in knowing what we have done on the 10 actions, I welcome you, just as the mayor did, to come to Tianjin to see what is really happening and to see real progress on the ground. Moving forward, we will roll out measures in 5 key areas. We will focus on major national strategies, continue to deepen institutional innovation for integrated development of Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei, and integration of Beijing and Tianjin. Advance the building of a community of coordination and innovation for Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei. We will focus on the development of new quality productive forces. At a milestone of the first anniversary of Tiankai Park, we will roll out Supporting Policy 2.0 for the park, as well as a plan of action for high-quality development of modern service industry by the end of the year, and promote the integration of advanced manufacturing and modern service industry. We will focus on efficient urban development, implement the idle assets revitalization plan in different categories, and continue to improve urban facilities and service functions. We will focus on expanding internal demand, increase effective investment, enable consumer goods trade-ins, and build the city into an international consumption center. We will focus on reform and opening up, deepen the development of a financial innovation and operation demonstration zone, encourage pilot free trade zones to take the lead in areas of strength, and integrate deeper into Belt and Road cooperation. Thank you for your question.
下一个问题，这边第二排这位女士。
您好，我是中国日报记者。我的问题是，近年来天津一直不断推进。
Thank you, China Daily. In recent years, Tianjin has been
特别是发布了港产城融合的
In recent years,
我想问一下，近2年
has been building an international shipping hub in North China and a green and small port. Tianjin has also issued the action plan for integrated port, industrial, and urban development. What has Tianjin achieved in leveraging its advantages as a port and promoting integrated development? What are some future considerations? Thank you for your interest, and thank you for your attention to the Tianjin port. As everyone knows, Tianjin is a port that has prospered in its special geographical location as a port. We have been working earnestly to implement the instructions of General Secretary Xi Jinping in
我们启动运行了全国首个港口无人驾驶示范区，
We have piloted the first zone for auto driving and established the first smart net zero port terminal.
口岸的3条亚欧大陆桥，我们同180多个国家和地区的500多个港口保持的贸易往来，集装箱的航线145条，每月的航班
every month
550多班。
we have over 550 flights.
去年，天津港的集装箱
The throughput of containers reached over 22 million TEUs.
货物的吞吐量
And the cargo throughput
5.58万吨。
nearly
这2个数字，刚才我说，集装箱我们居全球第8位，
560 million
货物吞
tons,
吐量居全球第10位。
ranking
我们积极主动
respectively
的服务京津冀协
8th
同
and
发展。
10th in the world
天津
respectively.
港是北京营商环境衡量的一个重要指标。
The Tianjin
我们为
port
了
is
为
an
北京
important
做更
indicator
好地做好
of
服务，
the business
在北
environment for
京专门
Beijing.
设立了京
So
津
to better
协
serve
同
the
港口
coordinated
服务中心，
development of
我们同时
Beijing
要服
Tianjin
务
Hebei
好
region,
雄安新区。
the Beijing
我们
Tianjin
也在
Coordinated
雄
Port
安新
Service
区
Center
设立了
was
服务中
established
心。
in
这个中
Beijing,
心
and the service
设立在
center
雄
of
安
the
的综合保
Xiong'an
护区。
new area of Tianjin Port was settled
我们有
in the
44
Xiong'an
条海
Comprehensive
铁
Free
联
Trade
运的
Zone.
通道，覆盖京津冀以及
We have a
300地区。
44 sea rail combined
去
transport
年
channels covering
的
the
运
Beijing
量达
Tianjin
到了
Hebei region
122.7万标箱，
and the 3 North
这个数
region,
字排在
carried
全国的
over
第3位。
carrying over 1.2
Tianjin
million TEUs
围
in
绕天津港的
2023,
丝港
ranking
产业的
3rd
支
in
撑
the
作用
country.
在持续增强。
Second, the
中船
supporting
天
role
津
of
船舶
harbor
制造有
related
限公司
industries has been
去年
strengthened.
交付了3艘具有
CSSC
自主知识
Shipping
产权的
Manufacturing in Tianjin
1.6 万
delivered
标箱的集
3
装箱船。
16,000 TEU
中石化
container ships with
南港
independent
120万吨
IPR.
乙烯项目
The Sinopec
达到了
project
自生
of
产的条件。
1.2 million tons of ethylene
天津国
in
际
Nangang
油
is
气
now
交易中心
eligible for production
投入
trials.
试运行。
Tianjin International Oil and Gas Trading Center was put into trial operation. In 2023, the home port of international cruise ships reached 85,000 inbound and outbound visits, ranking first in the country. Third, the synergy of port industry city integration is emerging. Leading shipping enterprises like COSCO Shipping signed strategic cooperation agreements with the Tianjin government to expand their strategic layout in Tianjin. Next month, maybe another 2 extra maritime sea lines may be laid out. In 2023, more than 1,000 shipping service enterprises were newly registered, an increase of 13.5%. The first Tianjin International Shipping Industry Expo, among others, was successfully held. The influence of Tianjin Port continued to increase. This expo will be held annually. This year in July, another expo will be held. Next, based on the city's role as a strategic focal point of dual circulations in China's north, we will promote full-fledged port industry city integration. And we have 4 improvements. First, we will improve the supporting role of ports. Accelerate multimodal transport on road, rail, sea, and air. Improve the collection and distribution system and the port handling capacity, cargo carrying capacity, and cargo distribution capacity. Second, we will improve the port operation. Promote intelligent, green and low carbon, high-end products with value-added services and efficient management. Third, we will improve the quality of port-related industries, make full use of maritime resources, develop harbor and maritime economies to form more new business models to support the development of Tianjin Harbor. We will promote the urban planning, function layout, environment creation, and business design to highlight the characteristics of the port city.
请继续提问。前排的。
谢谢。深圳卫视直新闻记者提问：今年2月，京津冀联合发布了3地主要历史文化资源分布。
Straight News of Shenzhen TV. In February, Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei released a map of major historical cultural resources. Culture in the 3 places share similar roots and both distinct features. For example, Beijing has a culture as an ancient capital. Hebei has its Yanzhao culture. What are the main features of Tianjin's culture? What measures will it take to further leverage the role of Tianjin's distinct culture in its development? Thank you for your question. I'll give this over to Director Shen. Thank you for your question. From a cultural perspective, you mentioned the connections of Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei. Culture finds roots in history. These 3 areas share similarities and connections while also having their own distinct features. For Tianjin, it is home to tens of thousands of years of human history, thousands of years of civilization, and 600 years of urban history. It is said that the modern history of Tianjin best captures the past century. The city is also hailed as a gateway to the capital, node of river and sea shipping, epitome of modern Chinese history, vanguard of cultural integration, cradle of national industry, and pioneer of modern education. The unique geographical location of the river mouth and the vicissitudes of modern times bestow upon Tianjin the cultural features of pluralism, inclusiveness, harmony, openness, and innovation. They are deeply integrated into the development environment and fabric of the city, permeating every corner of people's daily life, and also giving life to the appearance, character, and the inner and outer beauty of the city. Tianjin's urban landscape is distinct. The Haihe River that runs through Tianjin animates the city. The plethora of historic buildings lining the river, which we call the chic buildings, boast different styles. They are known as an expo of myriad foreign architecture and stand at witness to legends that come and go. The blend of Chinese and Western ancient and modern styles sets Tianjin apart from any other urban landscape. Tianjin's culture and arts are distinct. Tianjin is home to big names in the cultural community. It is a stage for Peking opera and xiangsheng, the birthplace of Pingju, the home of northern folk arts, and the cradle of Chinese drama. Tianjin audiences love and appreciate art. In Tianjin, artists, audiences, and art accomplish each other, thus forming a unique cultural phenomenon. The persona of Tianjin is also distinct. The people of Tianjin are optimistic, open-minded, humorous, hospitable, hardworking, and practical, which has also become the distinct persona of the city. In Tianjin, you can enjoy an atmosphere that is classic and classy, ancient and modern, and imposing and romanticist. Culture is the soul of a city, represents the city's image, and bears on its development. We will earnestly protect and develop the culture of Tianjin and better benefit the people, the city, and the business development with culture. First, protection and inheritance. We'll protect and utilize historical and cultural resources such as historic and cultural blocks, historic architecture, and intangible cultural heritage. Second, transformation and presentation. We will dig deep into cultural and historical heritage, showcase the new features of the times, and increase the supply of quality cultural products and services. Third, branding and signature. With Tianjin elements and advantages, we will develop Tianjin's brands in culture, literature, tourism, creativity, and time-honored names. Fourth, communication and exchange. We will make good use of different vessels and resources, tell Tianjin's stories well in different dimensions and channels, and present a glamorous Tianjin in cultural exchanges.
那边第二排那位男士。
新华社记者提问。刚才张公市长提到了天开园，我们也
Xinhua News Agency Mayor Zhang Gong mentioned the Tiankai Higher Education Innovation Park in his opening remarks. Since its inauguration in May last year, the park has attracted a lot of attention. What was it built for, and what role will it play for science-tech innovation of Tianjin? Thank you. Thank you for your interest in the Tiankai Park. The name of the park, Tiankai, takes a word out of Tianjin University and Nankai University each. It also means heavenly creations. Through this platform, it is hoped that more new science-tech innovations will be created, more innovators and entrepreneurs will be cultivated, and the city and universities' innovation and entrepreneurship will empower each other. The Tiankai Park meets the practical needs of coordinated development of Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region, growing integration of Beijing and Tianjin, and growing collaboration in science-tech innovation. It is also an important measure that Tianjin has taken to develop Tianjin's homegrown innovation capacity, tap into our innovation resources and vigor, and develop ourselves on a sustainable basis. As we said, since the launch of the park in May, 1,500 plus science-tech companies have registered there. 225 fintech and science-tech service providers were introduced. And innovation and entrepreneurship has become more active in new energy, new materials, artificial intelligence, synthetic biology, biomedicine, precision measurement, brain and computer engineering. For the next step, we will focus on creating an innovation base with influence nationwide, a regional pacesetter for science-tech outcome commercialization, and an ecosystem of science-tech innovation services. We'll focus on policy, science, and professional services, keep up the good work, and promote high-quality development of the Tiankai Park. We will improve policy support and market-based service mechanisms informed by the development trajectory of science-tech innovation parks, with the focus on incentivizing individual and institutional innovators of all sorts, and upgrading supporting policies for Tiankai Park to better attract innovation outcomes, innovators, as well as venture capital for innovation. We will focus on improving the science-tech service system, create a better ecosystem and atmosphere for innovation and commercialization of innovative outcomes. First and foremost, we will give full play to funding consortiums such as the Haihe River Industry Fund, Tiankai Jiu'an Begonia Fund, and Nankai Xinkai Hu Fund, and develop or introduce highly market-oriented science-tech service industries such as technical and commercial verification, small and pilot tests, inspection and testing, knowledge services, and IPR. We will focus on optimizing government services, improve supporting policies and services for science-tech and human resources, and drive development with high-caliber talent. This is something that we care very much about, in particular against the backdrop of coordinated development, and with the special advantage of high-caliber talent from Beijing. We'll promote the development of smart park service platforms, introduce with greater efficiency, more streamlined procedures, and expand the application scenarios of science-tech outcomes in Tianjin. We will work to enable the open cooperation of Tiankai Park on all fronts, strengthen cooperation between the Tiankai Park and other advanced domestic science-tech parks such as Zhongguancun, and explore cooperation with international science-tech service providers. We will implement on a coordinated basis the core zone to access and multiple new towns planning. The park has an acreage of 80 square kilometers. We will improve service for innovation in the core zone and outcomes commercialization and basic supporting facilities in the extension areas, and improve market-oriented operation and management mechanisms. The Tiankai Park is a young park undergoing growth and development. I hope everyone will maintain your interest and support in the park's development. I'm sure that with your support and help, the Tiankai Park will become more vital and more vigorous in becoming a fertile ground for innovation and entrepreneurship. Thank you again for your question.
谢谢发言人向京一导报记者提问。我们注意到，近年来，天津在支持民营经济发展方面出台了不
We
少
have taken note that in recent years, Tianjin has rolled out measures to support the development of the private sector. Recently, visits are made to private businesses to provide them with better service. What are some typical practices of Tianjin to optimize the business environment, and what are some next steps for addressing companies' concerns? Thank you for your question. This is an important one. I will give this one to Director Dai. Thank you for your interest in the business environment and private sector in Tianjin. As you said, over the years, we have adhered to the policy of two unswervingly, treated private enterprises and entrepreneurs fairly, and did our best to serve their development. It is worth noting that last year, the city held a citywide conference on the high-quality development of the private sector, held the China Private Enterprises Investment and Financing Conference, and put forward a package of supporting measures on the concerns of private businesses. Last year, the added value of Tianjin's private sector grew by 4.5 percentage points over the previous year. 310,000 private enterprises were registered in 2023, up by 13.3% over the previous year, accounting for 99% of the city's newly registered business entities. Tax revenue was also looking good. Tax revenue from the private sector increased by 26.1%. Fair treatment means respect and recognition as well as service and protection. Moving forward, we will focus on the concerns of enterprises, fully support the development and growth of the private sector, continue to improve the development environment, give more room to private enterprises in the implementation of major strategies, stabilize expectations of private enterprises as reform deepens across the board, give private enterprises a strong sense of gain through better and more targeted services, show a clear attitude of fair treatment, come up with real steps to serve them, and fulfill the promises made so that the companies can feel more benefits as well as confidence. First, we will give them strong support for development. We will open up more space, create more opportunities, and build a broader stage for the development of the private sector. We will support large enterprises in participating in major projects and key tasks of the city, while at the same time support private SMEs in integrating into the industrial chain and taking up supporting projects for large projects or enterprises. We will enable all types of market entities to participate in major projects, stimulate the vitality of scientific innovation. Convenient and speedy clearance is also important. For businesses, time is also a cost. We will further reform the business environment, streamline administration and delegate power, address operation difficulties on top of addressing market access issues, work to cancel review procedures or replace review procedures with filing ones, implement the notification commitment, reform on a category basis, review services, enable immediate one-time online and integrated review services, and continue to promote the unified online government service in Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei to reduce the time and hassle for businesses. Third, we will serve businesses with a human touch. We will continue to visit companies to better serve them, engage and talk more with private businesses, and truly safeguard the development of businesses, line up resources, provide services to these companies. At the same time, we will carry forward the spirit of Tianjin merchants in the new era and create an atmosphere of respect for entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship across society. Thank you.
东区第3排这位女士。
谢谢主持人。光明日报记者提问：天津是全国先进制造研发基地，红河2线联想
Tianjin is a national advanced manufacturing R&D base. The second Airbus FAL, the Novel Innovation Industrial Park have been laid out. Intelligence, technology, and green petrochemical and other aspects have picked up pace. And what new methods do you have for industrial upgrading and grow the new quality productive forces? Thank you for your attention to this aspect. We know that Tianjin used to be an important industrial base in the modern China, and the central government made Tianjin an advanced manufacturing R&D base. It is a recognition of our strength, but also set an important goal for us to upgrade our industries. First, we have a foundation. We have 38 national engineering research centers, 77 national enterprise technology centers, and 28 national champions, 253 little giants, and we have set up a series of new type research institutes that combine both combine technology, industry, and finance, including Tsinghua Tianjin High-End Equipment Research Institute. We also set up an innovation and entrepreneurship alliance for talents in 10 industries, linking or gathering 100 universities and institutes, 75 experts and academicians, 1,700 leading entrepreneurs, and 35,000 engineers, which have been a strong support for developing new quality productive forces. Next, 4 areas of work: pillar industries, traditional industries, and emerging and future-oriented industries. For pillar industries, the key is to be high-end, surrounding green, petrochemical, automobile, equipment manufacturing. We will work to boost supply of high-end products and local allocation rate of key parts and cluster development. We will build high-end fine chemical chains, for example, for the green petrochemical industry. And we will speed up the delivery of the 1.2 million tons of ethylene project and build a new chemical material base in Nangang and a green petrochemical cluster. For traditional industries, the key is upgradation of the quality. We will promote intelligence, digitalization, and network connection for this aspect. And for emerging industries, the key is faster expansion. We will work on computing power, innovation, and integrated ICT innovation and integrated circuits. For example, the ICT innovation industry, we will build a system of Feiteng CPU Plus Curing operating system, launch 100 ICT innovation products in 100 scenarios. For future-oriented industries, the key is to seize opportunities. We'll work on AI, bio-manufacturing, and life science to open up a new track for growing new quality productive forces. Next one.
谢谢主持人。南方都市报恩视频记者提问。
For the past year, cities have been competing to create cultural tourism IPs. Tianjin has unique cultural tourism resources. Netizens said that having breakfast and listening to xiangsheng in Tianjin is now a standard practice for tourism professionals. What are the features of Tianjin in terms of innovating new models of cultural tourism consumption, and what's its future plan? Thank you. I will pass this question to Ms. Shen Lei. Thank you for your attention in cultural tourism in Tianjin. I also read about the comments of netizens. In fact, there are so much more projects to experience, things to experience in Tianjin. For example, riding the carriage around the western houses and touring the Haihe River and climbing Panshan Mountain. And we also have sunrise and blossoms in Tianjin. These are the must-dos for tourists. We have a complete range of natural resources, including mountains, seas, rivers, lakes, hot springs, and wetlands. And we have the Panshan Mountain, Haihe River, and the vast Bohai Bay, and wetlands for migratory birds. And we also have cultural resources, including 1,000-year-old temple Dule and national marine Beijing Museum, known as the Maritime Forbidden City. And we also have Beijing Museum. We also have folk cultures, for example, Yang Liuqing New Year painting and colored clay figures, and other folk arts. In Tianjin, in every corner of the city, you can have delicious food and snacks. With crowded streets. On weekends, you can come to Tianjin for a city walk along the Haihe River or in the historical blocks. It will give you a feeling that you are in Europe. If you're interested in modern history of China, Tianjin will be the definite place to go. And if you come to Tianjin at this season, you have to go to the 5 avenues for the Chinese Haitang flowers and a modern immersive performance in the small Western buildings. And you can also go to climb the Great Wall in Jizhou and have pear blossoms to watch and homestays. Now, there are new features of the cultural tourism market, and we have to be adapted to the era and keep up with the pace of the times. First, adapt to the trend of deep integration of culture and tourism, vigorously implement cultural tourism plus, promote commercial, agricultural, and sports cultural tourism. And we also have to integrate technology into the aspect. Second is to adapt to the change of cultural tourism supply from catering to demand to creating demand. And we should improve the supply of products that can empathize and be immersive and technology-based. Third, is to adapt to the mass tourism era. Tourism has become a way of life and a life experience. Cultural tourism is not only about the resources of cultural tourism, but the resources of the whole city. We will coordinate the supply of cultural tourism products, urban management services, and publicity to promote high-quality development of Tianjin cultural tourism industry and build the city into a cultural tourism destination with distinctive characteristics. Mr. Zhang Gong sent you an invitation, and I would also like to do that. Thank you. The last 2 questions. Thank you.
In a few days' time, the Tianjin pilot free trade zone will mark its 9th anniversary. What are some breakthroughs and achievements in the zone over the years? What are the new plans for further exploring high-standard institutional opening up and developing specialty industries? Thank you for your question. Thank you for your question, and thank you for your interest and attention in the FTZ. The Tianjin SP is the first in North China and among the second batch in the country. Since its establishment 9 years ago, the Tianjin FTZ has always piloted systems for the country to the benefit of other localities as a breeding ground for more institutional development instead of as a depression. With the central task of institutional innovation, we have launched a series of innovative measures that have stimulated the vitality of market-based innovation and economic development. This has also contributed to high-quality development of Tianjin. As of today, 615 institutional innovation measures have been implemented, of which 42 are landmark measures promoted across the country. For example, our financing, leasing, commercial factoring, parallel imported vehicles, and bonded maintenance industries are front runners in the country. for financing and leasing, especially non-leasing services rank second across the world. Commercial factoring accounts for 30% of the national market. In the FTZ, there are close to 88,000 business entities. Annual paid-in foreign investment exceed $2 billion. The average annual import and export stands at more than 200 billion yuan, contributing 30% of foreign trade and 40% of paid-in foreign investment with just 1% of the city's land. It is truly a pilot of reform and opening up. Moving forward, the Tianjin FTZ will follow earnestly instructions of the CPC Central Committee and guidelines of General Secretary Xi Jinping to strengthen the development of the FTZ with solid steps and contribute to institutional innovation. First, we will advance high-standard institutional opening up. We will align with international standards, focus on key areas such as trade, investment, finance, IPR, and environmental protection. Deepen trials of institutional opening up, and work to develop systems and regulatory models that are consistent with high-standard institutional opening up. Second, we will carry out institutional innovation of cross-border data flow, take the lead in implementing standards for classifying and rating business data in the FTZ, combine application scenarios, and continue to share Tianjin's experience with the rest of the country. At the same time, we will introduce and nurture leading industries, implement the negative list plus pre-establishment national treatment across the board. We will leverage advantages in port, logistics, and industries, implement the bonded maintenance policy, pilot bonded remanufacturing of auto parts, and continue to deepen the building of 5 major bonded centers. We will continue to develop Finance Plus and burnish the brand of financing, leasing, commercial factoring, and free trade accounts. We will develop Digital Plus, promote the cross-border flow of data, and continue to expand cross-border e-commerce, network freight, and other platform economic clusters. We will also continue to develop Trade Plus and continue to strengthen auto import and export, cold chain, and the development of trade and services. We will work to upgrade free trade areas by high standards. We will further step up institutional opening up. To enhance our capability of breeding new experimental policies. We will further build on the policy advantages of the FTZ, focus on our national strategic capacity, work faster to roll out the action plan for upgrading the FTZ, promote the implementation of a new tranche of institutional innovation measures on medical, healthcare, and financial opening up. We're confident that the Tianjin FTZ, under the leadership and instructions of the CPC Central Committee and the State Council, will follow the set course
On a new journey, through our own exploration and efforts, we will be able to advance high-quality development of Tianjin and contribute more to the development and prosperity of Tianjin and write a splendid chapter in Tianjin's development. Thank you.
最后一个问题，我们请第二排这位记者。
好，谢谢发言人。每日经济新闻记者提问。我们知道天津是一座有1300多万人口的超大城市，
megacity with over 13 million people. Employment, elderly care, education, and healthcare are people's top concerns. What new methods Tianjin has taken to ensure people's well-being and improve their living standards? It is a very good question. People's well-being is the top priority of the development of a megacity. The ultimate goal of economic and city development is to bring a better life for its people, not to make life worse for them. So we will focus our policies on people's well-being, focus our resources and services on people's well-being. We will work really hard to do a good job on all aspects related to people's life, meet people's needs, new needs. For education and healthcare, we will focus on promoting balanced development. For education, we will carry out projects to let high-quality resources of basic education take the lead. This year, we will upgrade, build, and expand 12 schools for compulsory education this year, and add 20,000 degrees. For medical care, we will encourage the CAMS, Hematology Hospital, and the first teaching hospital of Tianjin University of Traditional Chinese Medicine to establish national medical centers and pace up the renovation and expansion of Tianjin campus of the Peking Union Medical College, and so on, so that the masses, the people, and the general public can enjoy more quality, efficient, and affordable healthcare services. For elderly and child care, we will focus on strengthening services. For elderly care, we will nourish a Tianjin brand. Provide care services for 7 types of old-aged people in difficulties, provide good meals for them so that they can be cared better. For child care, we will continue the good health plan, better monitor and prevent myopia, obesity, and mental health, and so on. At the same time, we will strengthen the management of school meals and the comprehensive management of campus surrounding. For social security, the key is to meet people's basic needs. For example, on employment, we will tap into job resources and help people with difficulties find jobs. About medical insurance, this year, the maximum payment limit for outpatient and urgent reimbursement will be raised by 1,000 yuan. For housing, 5,000 units of affordable rental housing will be raised, and 2,000 units of affordable housing for sale will be built to gradually ease the difficulties of new citizens, young people, and other groups. In terms of city upgrading, the key is better quality and functions. On urban facilities and services, we will start 7 renewal projects and a number of urban village renovation projects, renovate 275 old communities, build embedded service facilities in communities, and At the same time, we will add 10,000 charging stations for the application for the use of NEVs. This year, we will accomplish 3 rails, including the western section of Metro Line 11, and work to transform the Metro Line 9. On resilient and safe cities, we will launch a campaign to tackle the root causes of unsafe production and carry out reforms of aging gas, heating, and water supply networks in an orderly way. This year, we will upgrade 623 kilometers of gas pipelines, 150 kilometers of heating pipelines, and 30 kilometers of water pipelines. We'll work to eliminate safety hazards and use technology to strengthen smart city oversight so as to make the city fundamentally safe and secure. In all, we will follow the instructions of the Central Party Committee and the central government to work really hard to bring real benefits to people in Tianjin. Thank you. Thank you.
That's Chinese authorities
Mayor
briefing
Zhang
the
Gong
media.
and
今天的新闻发布会就到这里，再见。